press in the Down Beach Current were notified of this meeting. A copy of the same was posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and on the municipal website. The meeting will come to order. Would you please stand for the flag salute? Attention, salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tom, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Becker?
Here.
Mr. Blumberg? Here. Mr. Talby?
Here.
What is your pleasure regarding the minutes of our April 18th meetings?
Make a motion that we approve those.
Second. Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Mr. Talby?
Yes.
Is there any public comment? You may talk on any subject. You have 3 minutes. Please come forward, state your name and address, please.
The address is 22 West Drive. The name is Sewell. And we're back on the same subject, solicitor. Solicitor,
I'm listening, Mr. Sewell.
I know you can multitask at your senior age.
More difficult, but still capable.
Still capable. Might I remind the solicitor in his previous reincarnation as solicitor in that humble town of Ventnor that Mr. Donato and I denied his boss, the mayor of Ventnor, the privilege of putting up a mega groin at Fredericksburg because the former mayor, Reel, Rim, and the village idiot were ready to give him the green light. The green light.
John, let's be respectful, okay?
Well, we don't know who that third party is. You'll have to guess, Mayor, and you don't recall or recollect. But let's get back to what we're talking about. They wanted to put up a mega groin to recapture the sand. I wasn't for that groin at Fredericksburg. However, at the end of Longport, just before the Great Egg Harbor Inlet, I would be all for a groin, solicitor. And that groin would certainly stop the sand from being sucked into the inlet and would sure be a lot better than ugly dunes. So I would suggest that we look back into a large groin, or as some people say, a mega jetty, in order to restore the beaches and to keep the sand that keeps floating down. As you note, the beaches in both Margate and Longport have been enlarged thanks to Atlantic City and Ventnor. So I suggest we get Frank Lobiondo and other officials to have the Army Corps of Engineers put up one of those groins and to block the sand from being sucked into the inlet. I think it's a great idea, and it's a low-cost idea. So why don't we move in that direction? Thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, John. Anyone else?
This is how much a groin would cost.
My name is Joe Zatuni, 312 North Union Avenue. I want to say that I moved into Margate 58 years ago, from born and raised in Atlantic City. When I first moved into Margate, I met Bill Ross, became deep friends, and he had asked me if I was interested in being a special officer of the Margate Police Department, and along with Tommy Peterson and Pat Patterson. In any case, I thought it would be great. And by the way, this shield was issued to me by Marty Bloom and Bill Ross way back when. In any case, we patrolled the streets and we looked to see that everything was safe. Weekends, we worked the bar patrol. To look at me now, I was at one time a 5'9", 185-pound bull. I'm 4'8", so you can understand the reason why I look the way I am. By the way, the score is 20. The fact of the matter is, we patrolled the streets and we made sure that everything was safe. And one of the things we did do, make sure that the trucks were off the street. Those that have commercial vehicles, we tagged them. And today we see nothing but tag. Now last night, In fact, Dave spoke to Dave about it, and he already knows about it. Last night, this big truck was parked in front of my house. I've already warned this individual, who I might add is conducting his rug cleaning business in a residential area. I have that in the yellow pages. In any case, at this point, I had warned him about parking this big truck in front of my home. And I told him if it was there after 12 o'clock, I'm going to have it ticketed. He moved it. Last night, it was there again, after 12 o'clock. And I called the police department. In any case, the police department came, he saw the radio car, he ran out, and he moved his car. This morning, by the way, when I left the house, he purposely stood in front of my car. And there again, he told Dave Wilson I tried to run him down. No, I told him if he didn't move, get out from in front of my car. Mind you, I had the engine running along the curb. I was going to call the police department. He moved. In any case, this is what I have. I have a rug cleaning department company in front of my house. So here in Yellow Pages. Fact of the matter is, initially when he moved here, he was cleaning carpets in his driveway. I contacted my friend Roger Rubin. Roger Rubin issued him a summons. I might add, a woman by the name of Shirley Snyderman used to live next door to him, and she was complaining to me about the noise that he was making with this apparatus, big truck that he had in front of his house. And I said, I don't know, but when I took a look at it, he was purging his equipment into the city sewer system.
30 seconds,
She took
Joe.
pictures of that.
Okay.
In any case, that's what it's all about. The fact of the matter is, I got a rug cleaning department in front of my home. He parks his truck anywhere he wants, anywhere. And I might add, it's a damn crime, and I want to know, you, Mayor, what you're going to do about it. I might add one other thing. Give him a
Go ahead,
moment.
Joe.
He has, my other neighbor who lived on the other side told me about his oil tank underneath his patio that he cut into and supposedly filled up with sand. That's another thing that was illegal. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Joe. Joe, you want to leave us those pictures? I guess not. Okay. Chief, would you get the pictures from Mr. Zatuni? Thank you. Anyone else?
Steve Warner, 103 North Sumner. I guess about a month ago, Mayor, you asked for like some ideas regarding what to do with Union Avenue School, and I suppose also what to do with the existing or the former City Hall. And so basically I came up with a couple of ideas, and I'll just like to give them to you now. And I think if you're going to move in here, which is fine, then I would say then use the building, okay? But you got 38,000 square feet, move in. I think you should move the police in here and, you know, possibly sell that, the area where the police are now. It's not really adequate anyhow. You certainly have plenty of parking where the playground is. That's idea number one. And idea number two, I think you should use the entire second floor of City Hall and turn that over to the fire department and then close fire station number 2, okay, and have the entire fire station in City Hall. And you could continue to use fire station number 2 for storage or what have you, but I like the idea of a centrally located firehouse. And that's like basically my 2 ideas. I appreciate you considering them. Give them both consideration.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else?
Billie Jane Mall, 122 North Lancaster Avenue. I think that you guys did a monumental job in getting into this building. And I think that we should be grateful that we had this spot to go to in such a hurry. You needed to go to a new house for a while. My question is, and I'm not sure you can answer it right now, or let me preface it with something else. I don't attend all these meetings. I do try to listen to the tapes. I cannot find on any tape where the decision was made to make this your permanent house.
And that's because it was never done.
Does that not have to be voted upon by the three of you?
We would have to approve that.
You would have to approve that. Then I guess my question is, when did the three of you, or whoever else has to be involved with this, when did the three of you approve it? At what meeting, at what time, and on what date? You can't answer it right now. I would like somebody to get back to me about it.
To the best of my recollection, as I just said, that was never done.
So it was never approved by the three of you?
Not that I remember, Billy. Do you?
Well, then how did it happen?
It was-
Who decided that it was going to be?
It has, shall I answer?
Pardon me?
Shall I answer?
No, we never did that.
Right. We never did it. There's no legal requirement to do it.
Okay.
It hasn't been done.
There was no legal requirement for the three commissioners to vote to come into this building.
No, your question was to say that this is the new city hall. They have not done that.
Oh, I thought that, it's my understanding that you're here to stay now. Is that true, or is it not true?
That has not been memorialized, Bill.
It has not been determined that
We're
this...
in the midst of a process of relooking at all city properties. Could that happen? Absolutely. Everybody's very comfortable here.
I know, and I think it's great, and I'm delighted that you're comfortable here. I was just trying to figure out where a vote was taken that this was going to be your home. And evidently Scott says it's not necessarily for a vote to be taken.
I don't know why it would be necessary.
Okay.
To say what? This is the permanent city hall? What if next year there's a major problem here?
This will be part of the entire, redoing all buildings in the city.
Okay.
And then at
So
that point,
just
they'll make a
probably
decision.
just somewhere along the line, the three of you decided that you were going to move in here now.
Yeah, right after Sandy, we decided.
Yeah, I know that, and I'm glad you had a place to go. I would rather see this place filled with students, but it's not working out that way. So it was never necessary that the three of you get together
Nor
and
was
decide?
it was never been finalized.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Art Cotilli, 114 North Lancaster Avenue. It seems that more than once I've heard the story about this being a permanent place to stay, and then I hear move the police in and put them on the second floor, and the firemen in and move them from there. It seems that, we're a city that should be planning ahead. Do we have a 3 or 4 or 5 year plan even? Because even the school, we're talking about a dropping enrollment. Sandy may even impact this more because there'll be a lot of families young families that can't afford it to be here. So there won't be too many children here. I mean, this can happen to both Ventnor and Margate. So I'm concerned that we wait for a storm and then we pot shot, okay, we'll go in Union Avenue. And then something else happens and we say, hey, let's run over there and do one shot and we'll redo the building where the whatever is in, we'll just grab whatever we have handy. And it seems like, we're better than that. And I think we really should sit down. If you guys need help or something, maybe I'd hate to say get an outside concern, but at least make some sort of plan that we can all get behind and say, okay, in 4 years, this is going to happen, and we're going to move, whatever it is. Thank you.
Good point, Art.
Yeah, Mayor, can I interject something during the...
Absolutely not.
No? Okay. Did you say no?
No, I said you
Oh,
absolutely
thank you. When is our next 10-year plan due? Does anybody know? Because
I do not.
it's something that, what Mr. Cotilli was saying is, it should be considered and studied in that plan.
If you're referring to the master plan, I think there's a couple years that it is due. I don't know exactly which year that is, but the kind of planning that I'm hearing here, and we've been talking about since before the storm, to be honest with you, wouldn't necessarily be included in your master plan. Should it be? Yes. There's 9 elements to a master plan. Almost all towns deal with the zoning element, and that's all they deal with. They don't deal with the kind of planning you're talking about. But there's another kind of planning, and that's called capital planning. And we've been working toward the elements of the capital plan, which is much more relevant to what is on the table today. And I think that can be done without the master plan or waiting for 2 more years or anything. I think it's our objective here to have a financial plan first. And then within that financial plan, you include all of the elements: beach area, equipment needed to run the city, all of the facilities of the city, streets and roads, drainage. And you divide that proportionately the way the community would like to see it divided, and you address each of those elements, and not independently, but together within the financial capacity of the city to operate.
Right, and how I think what would play into that maybe would be the complexion of the population going from, whether it's an increase or a decrease forecasted, and whether it's year-round residents versus part-time residents too. But yeah.
As it relates to school population, and as it relates to, that is more directly related to the master planning operation. There's no doubt about that, because the facilities beyond the city government that are necessary, including schools. So you're right as it relates to the school population.
Thank you. You okay? Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Any other public comment? Motion to close public comment, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg? Yes. Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Is there any public comment on resolutions?
Sewell, 22 West Drive. Mayor, your undivided attention to resolution number 113. Could you have our esteemed expert solicitor give us the who, what, when, where, why, and how much for this renewal of contract? What are the dollar figures on the renewal, solicitor? Mayor?
After the executive session is over and the minutes become public, that will be public knowledge, John. That has not been determined yet.
You mean the extent of the contract, or the length of the contract, or the entire contract itself?
The contract itself, John.
I think
Number 113, City Administrator.
John.
I'm only trying to help, Mayor.
Mayor, what I see here, and I can answer that directly right now, we're going to go into an executive session. We have our lawyers here regarding that particular litigation to discuss their contract terms, among other issues. And in fact, as I read this now, and perhaps we should have a resolution 114, but it's going to depend on what the lawyers tell us as to what the governing body decides at this time, if they decide to authorize additional money in the extension of that legal representation contract. In fact, as I would like to see it, well, I'm putting it on the record right now, my recommendation is we should have a resolution of 114, but we have not come up with a dollar figure yet, because we are going to talk to them, possibly negotiate with them, and see, where are we going with legal fees. But I would like to get that done tonight.
Much more eloquently said than I did, John, but that's where we're going to be. Okay.
Sounds fair enough, but I might remind you, Mayor, of your pledge number 4 of your 6-point pledge, where the courts are not our only recourse. And that not only goes for resolution 113, but for the Sharon Simon matter as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments on the resolutions? So motion to close public comment.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg? Yes. Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner, would you carry on?
Ordinance number 2013-10, amending Chapter 257, Vehicles and Traffic for Handicapped Parking. Second reading will be May 16th, 5 p.m.
I make the motion.
Second. Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg? Yes. Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Ordinance 2013-11, permitting outdoor tables, chairs, benches for food establishments, second reading, May 16th.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Ordinance 2013-12, that's amending Chapter 132 fees. This is allowing the governing body the right to waive or reduce stage rental fees for any charitable events and/or nonprofit fundraising organizations.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 105 authorizes payment of claims and payroll.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 106 authorizes the auction for municipal parking lot on May the 14th.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 107 authorizes a tax lien redemption amount of
I'll make that motion.
$1,452.40.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 108 authorizes a change order number 1 for a decrease in the amount of $1,750 for the beach access.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 109 awards professional service contract for temporary CFO services.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 110 awards a contract to Rattel Associates in the amount of $3,240.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Resolution 111 authorizes the beach opening dates of June 15th through September 2nd, with barbecue dates also on Thrilling Thursdays.
Make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
112 approves registrar appointment of Janice Callahan of Ventnor.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
And 113 authorizes executive session.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Blumberg?
Yes.
Ms. Talby?
Yes.
Thank you all. We will go into executive session. Sorry to inconvenience you. Thank you.
Okay, you're back.
We're on. Okay. It is what? 6:52. Somebody care to make a motion regarding the
You have to,
contract?
you have to reconvene.
I'd like to
We have to, you're right.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Motion to reconvene the public meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Commissioner Talby.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion that we renew Archer and Griner's contract from January 1st, 2013 through December 31st, 2013 in the amount of $60,000.
December, or was it November 1st?
That's December 31st.
Okay. I'll second that motion. Call the roll.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Commissioner Talby.
Yes.
Is there any other business?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Commissioner Talby.
Yes.
I think this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.